Hey guys, how are you doing? Today is World Box Day here on the channel, and I'm going to simulate the Cachaça War in Brazil. And yes, it happened because of exactly what's in the name. It wasn't exactly because of cachaça, but it's related to the story. Actually, since we're in Brazil, you probably already know the main reason for the conflict, and of course, it was because of taxes, man. Come on. Basically, this conflict happened in our beloved Rio de Janeiro in the year 1660. Yeah, even back then, Rio de Janeiro wasn't for amateurs. But anyway, let's go to Wikipedia now, and I'll briefly explain a bit better what happened and how I'm going to simulate this in WorldBox. Well guys, Wikipedia here already starts by basically saying what I told you, that the Cachaça Revolt happened in 1660 in Rio de Janeiro. It was motivated by the excessive increase in taxes for the guys who make aguardente, which in this case is cachaça, right? But one interesting thing here on Wikipedia is that this was illegal, you know? Producing aguardente, producing cachaça here in Brazil was illegal. And this happened because the Portuguese wanted to protect their monopoly. Their monopoly, you know? They kept production low to avoid competition, making it illegal for that reason alone. However, Rio de Janeiro managed this differently. It was illegal in colonial Brazil, but in Rio de Janeiro there was an exception. It was a special case. And then they tried to impose really absurd taxes to end this competition. So, well, let's jump into WorldBox now. Well, I downloaded a map of Brazil here. Let me look for it, because I don't remember exactly which one it was. Here, if I'm not mistaken, it was this one. No, it's this one with the states. Look, let me take a look. Exactly, man. Here. What's odd is that Rio de Janeiro is grouped with Espírito Santo. That's weird, but it is what it is. So, what's next? I'm basically going to make Rio de Janeiro disliked. That's what I can do, man. But first, I'm going to change a few things. Otherwise, Rio de Janeiro will be obliterated. Let me activate this so we can see the armies and how things are. Rio de Janeiro has one of the weakest armies. Let me see which one is the strongest here in Brazil. Pará, apparently. That doesn't make any sense, right, man? The strongest in Brazil should be, I don't know, in São Paulo. No, actually, it doesn't matter, right? Brazil is Brazil, man. Here, Amazonas and Pará will be stronger since they're bigger. In WorldBox, more space means more houses, people, and army, right? And it's funny, man. Pará has 600 soldiers, dude. Then you look at Tocantins, the population is 160, you know? The armies are really big. Look, we can see it here, and everything is pretty much developed. It's not maxed out yet, right? Not yet. There are a lot of little huts. Look, there are a lot of little huts. But I'm going to do the following. I'm going to get the commander and the king of Espírito Santo. And I'm going to give them a lot of good skills. And I'll try to find a way to grow this population. I just don't know what I can do, man. Let me see. The man left the hut. I think this one is the leader. Yeah, this is the leader. And I'm going to give him some war traits. And he's going to be immortal too, okay? The people from Rio de Janeiro here are going to have a few different things, man. I'm going to give him the veteran trait several times. I'll take advantage of the fact that I have the trait duplicator, because he's going to see a lot of combat. And then I believe he can do it. Although the army here, since there are very few people, there's no way to increase the maximum. Actually, it did increase. It did increase. I increased war, see? And the population is also increasing, right? Yeah, because the population is increasing. You bet. Let me think. I'll make them really strong, guys, since they'll be up against all of Brazil. They'll need lots of interesting abilities. Bro, both the king here and the chief. I'm going to make them really strong. I need them to grow the army, man. I need them to increase it. Seriously, I'm putting everything I can that's good here, guys. Everything. Really, everything. I gave them a bunch of really good traits. Super health is the most overpowered of all, by the way. I'm not going to add it too many times either, or things will get crazy. I'm going to bless the army. I'm going to take their army and bless everyone. Hold on, let me make it a bit smaller. There, like this. That's good. Blessing everything here across Espírito Santo. Alright? Let's see. Across Espírito Santo and Rio de Janeiro, right? Let's see how the people from Rio are going to develop, man. Let's see now how the people from Rio de Janeiro are going to develop, dude. Because it's not going to be easy for them, guys. It's going to be pretty complicated, man. Really complicated. And they're even taking a while to train. But let's see, right? Already over 100. They have a maximum of 128. It's not a lot, but I'll do what I can to make them strong, man. Start their little Cachaça rebellion, right? That little Cachaça rebellion. Back then, guys, of course these countries didn't exist yet, you know. But that's what I came up with. The best I can do is make it like colonial Brazil, which was divided more or less like this. Look. I'll do that, okay? I'm actually going to do that now. Make that division. Let me get it here. About here, guys. I think it was actually a little earlier. I'm not sure. Let's go. Hold on, it's exactly in the same place. Going down, going down. Look at that. There's a gigantic mountain dividing Brazil. Here, it'll be just like Colonial Brazil, look. It's going to be the same, you know. I can even make the rest disappear. Watch, I just grab it like this. The guys are they're all going to the sea, man. Let me expand the division part. Pause, then do it like this. Look. Leave everything closed, guys. It's already closed here, right? It's closed here. Man, I'm killing a bunch of Brazilians. Bye. They're done for. Look at this, wow. It's freezing my whole PC, man. Hold on, don't crash the PC. You're all gonna die, man. You're all gonna starve to death at sea. I killed many Brazilians, but now the territory is balanced. Colonial Brazil. Most of the people stayed in this region. Look at this. All stuck, and there are people here, look. Small places that I didn't end up with mountains. Well, now there's nothing else to do. I'm going to bless Rio de Janeiro. Again. Bless the armies, right? That's a good idea. Bless the people. Bless everyone. I'm going to make them stronger too. I'm going to give them a power-up. I'll give everyone a shield. I'm going to have everyone shoot them. That's how you start a revolt. Look at this. There are some giant bubbles because I made them huge. Well, first I want to set them at a normal person's speed. Okay. Now it's rage civilizations, man. Rage. Everybody hates them now. They're at war with Minas, São Paulo, Santa Catarina, Bahia, Tocantins, Piauí. Wow. It's going to be a little complicated, man. I'll give them even more power, watch. I'm going to make them stronger. Faster, too. Strengthening them is smart since it won't be easy, man. This won't be easy. What gives them more health? Actually, what gives them more health would be super health, right? Isn't there something a little lighter, man? I'll just give them super health anyway. Whatever. Then just throw in a little speed boost to increase the speed a bit and see what happens, man. Because now, look-o here. Calm down. There's a huge army up there. See, they're all heading this way. At least it's easier to tell them apart. There are a bunch of bubbles, you know? It's a bunch of bubbles against the soldiers. Check this out, man. This shield's super strong. How much extra health does this shield provide? Broke the shields? But there are still a lot of giants here. They're holding on, but one died over there. Wow, man. They're going to be wiped out, dude. They'll vanish from the map. Wait, where are these soldiers from? Syrah. Syrah is here in the middle, and also, they're still holding on. One here, another here, another here. There's one here, he's dead. Unfortunately, our drunken giants are gone. All our drunken giants here are gone. Are they without a kingdom right now? They're without a kingdom, look. Look at this guy here. Look, there are several giants here. They're just tanking. Oh no, but that's a giant from another kingdom. A natural giant, not something I made, you know? These giants here are the 3 giants that I gave super health to. So they basically have 10,000 health. Look at the pink one. It's I. São Paulo is the pink one. São Paulo is pink, guys. São Paulo is looking cute. Dude, look. There's nothing to do here, right? This is where they die. Oh no, Espírito Santo hasn't merged with Rio de Janeiro yet, right? I thought it had been dissolved, you know? But there are still some here. Look, there are some houses on top mostly. And the guys are coming here, man. The worst part is that about 200 soldiers from Minas Gerais died. And I think it was about 100 soldiers, right? From São Paulo, man. 15,000 health, dude. Yeah, there's nothing we can do here, guys. Minas Gerais is going to keep sending soldiers non-stop, dude. You know how you fix Brazil? I'll show you how to fix Brazil, man. What a joy. This is so much fun, man. Wow, man. Man, I'm fixing Brazil, dude. Well, guys, that was today's video. If you liked it, I'll put another World Box video on the screen for you, alright? Thanks, guys.